to Fauci. Welcome to the Auburn Medical Group YouTube live stream, the entertaining medical live stream where viewers can ask real-time questions of real medical doctors. And here are our hosts, Dr. Mark Vaughan and Dr. LeeAnn Vaughan.
We talked to our... Welcome to the Auburn Medical Group. I am Dr. Mark Vaughan.
And I am Dr. LeeAnn Vaughan.
He is. He really is. I can vouch for it. Thank you for watching our show. This is going to be talking about summer safety from two medical doctors.
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little bit. We'll also talk a little bit about vacations, healthy vacations, apparently.
Healthy vacations.
That's what I've been told. So,
All right.
Mr. Ed, what do you have to share with us?
Well, let's see. Right off the bat, we have, Teresia Rowatt, and she says, hello, everyone.
Excellent.
And
Hello.
that's it for the moment.
Okay.
Okay.
And also, Lindsay Graff was
Earlier.
really early. She got in there.
First one.
Thank you both for being a part of the program. They are a part of the program even more than just people who happen to be on the chat because they're channel members.
That's right.
And they also, Lindsay is also on Patreon, so she gets her name mentioned a lot. And she deserves it because
Yes,
she helps
yes.
helps us keep this thing going.
Teresa's on my Patreon.
Yes. And of course, we have to let our viewers know the very sad news that you didn't get a Dutch Brothers this week.
Was that sad
Oh,
news?
my goodness.
I did get a Dutch Brothers. It was just in the morning.
It just wasn't from them. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So they can be a part of that too. We're going to be talking about medical topics here. Those of you who are new, you can get notifications of this by subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon so you get the notifications so you don't miss out on good medical information from actual real medical doctors, U.S. trained medical doctors.
That's you.
How about this?
That's us.
Doctors Vaughan, to be more specific.
It's a paradox.
So we talked a little bit about this sort of material, well, Dr. Gawain did on his Dr. Green Knight blog.
I did. Yeah. Go check that out.
I don't think I linked to this week's, sorry.
Well, if you go to drgreenknight.com, it's there.
Green Knight.
Yes.
GREENKNIGHT.com.
Yes.
You'll find it there. So let's jump right into it, unless there's any other comments, Mr. Ed.
Well, you better say hello to Luke Bellow and
Luke Bellow.
Tracy Orpin.
Oh, Tracy
Hello.
finally got us when we're live. Tracy keeps saying, I'm sorry I missed
I know.
you.
Yeah.
Tracy,
Hey, you got it.
You
You're
got
here.
us. Tracy's
All
in the
right.
UK, so she
I
must be
believe so,
staying up
yeah.
late tonight. So
That's right.
don't get in
Probably
trouble
late
for
out
staying
there.
up late.
Yeah.
What's the first on the, well, I guess
Where to start?
it's hard not to talk about COVID.
Why don't you clear up something for me first?
Oh, Mr.
Okay.
Ed needs something clear.
Now, I was planning a vacation, and one of my other doctors, not just you, said stay away from airports because you can get a terminal disease.
Oh man. Yes. Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
He never lets us down.
It's terminal. Sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
so you better say hi to Deborah, too. She's
Deborah.
helping by $2.
Hey.
Excellent.
All
Excellent.
right. Excellent.
We thank you.
So where to start?
Well, I was going to say, we can't avoid
Summer.
COVID being a part of the discussion because we make that a part of every show here in the last
Yes.
year, nearly, it seems. And it does factor in because I remember when I was just saying this before we went live, when I was reading the Dr. Green Knight blog, ding, ding, that it sounded like this guy saying, get out and have vacation as if there was no pandemic. So give us more on that.
Yeah. Actually, that is a lot of what I was going for. I actually do this post every year, and it's been updated the past few years based
This
on
topic?
COVID. Yeah, the getting out for summer. And last year it was kind of tough because a lot of things were not open. We weren't traveling, so it was difficult. But things are looking a lot better. Vaccination rates are up. COVID cases are down, and being outside is a very safe thing to do, especially if you're.
We were encouraging that all along.
Yeah, always.
To get outside.
So yeah, I would definitely encourage people to get outside. Safer than being inside, and if you're vaccinated, really, you should have no fears doing any
Vaccinated, don't worry about masks.
of that. Right,
Vaccinated, don't worry about being around another person without a mask.
right.
If you aren't vaccinated, please wear a mask if you're around other unvaccinated people. Well, actually, we want them wearing masks
They're supposed to do it. Yeah,
even when they're around the people who are vaccinated,
Yeah.
although
Yeah.
I'm not sure why we
When you're
make
in
it
close
one
quarters.
way and not two ways.
If
but-
you're, really, there's little risk. Now, there are going to be those small non-responders to the vaccine about 5% of the time.
That's why.
That's why we still say if you are unvaccinated, you should wear a mask. But if you're outside, maintaining distance, going for a hike, doing something fun,
Yeah.
you-
Yeah, even with others, if you're outside and keeping apart.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing.
All right.
Being outside and being with others, activities, hiking,
Staying active. Yeah.
swimming.
Right. Sports. A lot of sports seem to be coming back.
You gave a list of a lot of activities.
Yeah.
It seemed to me that you were kind of targeting activities that might be
My bias here.
participated in by older people. Bocce ball, and did you also put in
But it's softball.
what's? Oh, you did put softball. Okay.
Shuffleboard.
Not the older people can't
Pickleball.
play softball.
Is that what I
Pickleball. Pickleball. Yeah, we get pickleball injuries in this practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you say
all
pickleball?
sports.
I'm trying to remember.
I don't think I did.
Golf and
Yeah.
bocce ball. The bocce ball jumped out to me. Real aerobic there.
It's getting outdoors.
I guess you.
You got to go pick up the ball.
I can't imagine aerobic bocce ball.
You got to run and pick up your ball.
And throw them as fast as you
And
can.
throw it
and then go
quickly,
back-
quickly. Get
and
their
then run
heart rate
back
up.
and then throw them out again. You have to finish. It's speed bocce.
Speed bocce. I like it. I
Okay.
like it.
Curling.
Curling is not a summer sport.
Shuffleboard. I'm sorry. Shuffleboard. Shuffleboard.
I was like,
They're the same
curling.
thing, aren't they?
There's a lot of similarities.
Except
but they do,
curling,
like-
you have to actually.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
redirect
And
it
and
as
you're on
it's going.
skates while you're doing it.
No, they're not. They're on
They're in little shoes.
regular shoes.
On the ice?
This
Yes.
guy does. Yeah. Do you watch?
I thought you weren't allowed to wear
Do
shoes
you
on the
even
ice.
watch it?
I thought they were on
Does
skates.
anybody watch it?
Do they have spikes? Does anybody have spikes? Okay, moving on to other things. So,
Anyway.
what is it we're protecting ourselves from then, since we're getting past COVID?
Sure.
Well, there's a
There
lot
are
of
other
sun
things out there.
in summer, and of course, this is kind of a northern hemisphere centric show. I apologize, those of you in
of our
Australia and
Australian
South
friends.
America, but
Yeah, it would be winter.
forgive us and just replay this 6 months from now in your hemisphere.
That's right.
Maybe that's how long it takes for it to get down. So you were talking about sun. What were you saying about sun?
So sun is important. Sun not only for the immediate effects of like a sunburn, but sun exposure is a risk for skin cancer.
Now you said that you are fairly fair skinned.
I'm fairly fair skinned. Did you like that?
Was that on purpose?
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you know you did that?
Yeah.
Okay, I read it and thought, there's no way you proofread this thing.
Fairly fair skinned.
Fairly fair. Okay, so
Not very
so it's
fair.
a big deal for us because of our Northern European heritage to
Yes.
protect our skin.
Wear a hat.
And especially for
wear
those people
sunscreen.
in Australia, because many of them are also from Northern European heritage, and they're
Yep.
in a place that gets a lot more sun than we do. 'Cause
Right.
It's closer to the equator. So hat, preferably one that
Wide
covers
brimmed. Yep.
ears, because I wear a hat that comes out like this, and it does nothing for my ears. So I'm trying to be really
we've
good about
Had to
sunscreen.
freeze some of those actinic keratosis,
We've done
those
it.
precancers
We've done
on
it
your
this
ears.
channel.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to.
Yeah,
do
I
some-
need to be better about that too.
You're getting that age.
Hey, here's Deborah again. Deborah
yeah.
Bronker. Is
Deborah.
it known once you have your shot, you could get test positive, negative?
Good test.
We're not testing people who are vaccinated. That's just
Yeah.
not even a thing. We don't. In fact, we don't test for antibodies. Well, if you do the nose test for an acute infection, that's not going to be positive because of a vaccination.
Yeah.
It does not affect the test that we use to see if somebody has active COVID at all, if they have symptoms.
Right.
Doesn't affect the test. Or even if they don't have symptoms, if they're getting tested for traveling or something like that, does not affect that test that we do with the nose swab. It will affect the antibody test to the spike protein.
Yes.
We've done all this
Which is
before, right?
what we're trying to do.
But not
Increase that antibody.
but not the antibody test to other proteins on the virus. So if somebody really wanted a test to see if somebody had the actual native infection and not a vaccine, there's a way they could do that. Who's going to do that? A researcher, not your regular doctor.
Yeah.
It's not something we do.
Right.
And then the idea of testing for antibodies, we're not doing it. It does not tell you anything about immunity. Having a particular antibody to a particular thing does not mean that you have or do not have immunity to it, because the immune system involves so much more than just a single antibody. So, moving on to
we were talking about
sunscreen, hats. Hats don't cover your ears unless it's a hat that covers the ears.
Boy, that makes sense.
That seems like a very...
It doesn't cover your ears unless it does.
So all it's protecting is a little bit of the upper face, if you have a bill that comes out in the front.
Yeah.
Which is important for some of us. Because our faces are higher.
Yes.
He's a very high-faced individual.
Our faces are higher.
He's very high-faced.
He doesn't have a forehead. He has a 5 head.
So you're talking about summer here at home. You're talking about local outages, not outages, but going outdoors.
That's local.
Outings?
Yeah.
You're not talking about foreign travel?
Foreign travel.
We can talk about foreign travel too, which
Okay,
is
let's
a
talk
lot
about
of
foreign
what
travel.
people do during the summer, and especially important now because there are some places, I believe overseas, that are requiring vaccinations to get into certain countries.
So you'll need your vaccine to get into those countries.
Right. So
And a lot of them still require a negative test before you come to. So you want
so
to
you
know.
may need to be doing that test beforehand
Look
too.
ahead.
Yeah.
So where's a good place to get information before you travel to know these
So
things?
wherever you're going, that place has a public health or department site, something that you can log on and figure that out. I know all of the United States places. Every county has their own public health, so you can go to that whichever county you're going to. Overseas, a little more tricky. I can't say I've looked at a lot of that stuff, but I'm sure that you can.
Yeah. And then you want to look at the CDC website for travel.
CDC.
Just
Yeah.
put in
I
Google
don't know if
CDC
that's
travel.
updated for the COVID changes, but yes, definitely for other things like other vaccinations. I don't.
Which
know.
are also an issue when you travel.
Yes, certain places.
You know, I've always wanted to go to Holland. Wooden shoes? Wouldn't you?
Wooden shoes?
Wouldn't you?
Wooden shoes?
I see what you're doing there.
That's hard. That's a hard one to pull off. That joke.
Was not endorsed by us.
Did you practice that all weekend?
Oh, boy.
Did you have your wife like sit right in front of you on the couch? What's this sound like I'm saying?
Where's my emphasis? Is
Since
it on the right syllable?
Since last Monday, yeah. Here's Lindsay again.
Wooden
People
shoes.
keep saying the same thing to me about my age also. Dr. Gwaine, you're not alone.
I feel ya.
About your age?
Yeah, that we're getting up there.
You were
to think
harassing
about
him about his age a while ago.
things.
You guys are the same. You're the same age as
I
Lindsay
have,
Antoine?
I have no idea how old Lindsay Antoine is.
I don't know.
I don't know if she knows how old I am.
I know she's younger than me. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
I would guess she's around, give or take, 5 years of your age.
Okay.
I've not met her in person. So
Let's not guess at somebody's age and one way or the other.
Dr. Terry Bull has met her in person. There's a video.
Will not offend you.
Okay.
Or if we're going to guess, on the low side.
I think she's 25.
Give or take.
She's finished a mortuary program and she's in her early 20s.
How long does a mortuary program?
I don't know.
Anyways.
I don't know.
Yeah. What else you want to talk about?
So
water?
we talked about trouble. Water consumption. Water is necessary. That's not news. So how much water? Let's come out with like a general formula for how much water. Something that's easy to remember.
A general formula, like just in
real
ounces,
basic. Yeah.
or
In ounces.
color of urine.
Oh.
I think that's the easiest way.
Let's do both so people can choose.
Yeah.
You can choose urine
Not everyone
or
looks at the
ounces.
color of their urine.
Before you start,
Easier for a
Oh,
male,
he
I
has
guess.
something.
Lindsay is 36.
Oh, she told us.
Oh.
Oh,
You're
she's younger than me.
But within 5 years. You were correct.
Okay, water. Go ahead.
Water. Let's go.
Back to
So,
water.
Water.
Oh,
Water,
no.
urine, ounces. Let's go.
Depends what you're doing.
Okay. Say I'm peeing.
Say you're being working.
Since
on
we're
a
talking
hot
about
day.
ounces of urine, so
So if you're working on a hot day out in the sun, it can be a lot. It can actually be your weight in kilograms in ounces. So that's a lot.
oh no, okay, that's too complicated because, like I said, this is not showing in the southern hemisphere for 6 months, and you're using kilograms.
For our United States people, half your weight.
Thank you, That'll work.
How about that? Half your weight now. Which is a lot. So most of the time you're not going to be working hard enough to have to reach that.
What if I knew somebody who weighs about 190 pounds?
Who would that be? I mean, that's 95 pounds. That's a lot.
95 ounces.
That's, 95 pounds, 95 ounces.
So for me, it'd be around
10 glasses of
80
water.
ounces.
I mean, crazy. How depends on
That's
the
a
glass
lot.
you're drinking from, I guess.
Well, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's like when we ask
If you
people,
just spread it out over time, I mean, that's 24 hours where it's
we
spread
take
it out over time.
social history and ask people how much alcohol they drink. I just have a drink a day. Well, how many ounces is that?
A
64.
really big bottle.
I fill my big gulp.
Big old gallon jug.
You know the definition of an alcoholic, right? It's anybody who drinks more than me.
Oh, okay.
You know who a crazy cat person is? It's anybody who has
More cats than you.
one more cat than I have. They have a problem.
I don't qualify. But if we apply that to me, you would be a crazy cat person.
That's or who's just out of control having children. Well, obviously anybody who has
More children than
one
you.
more child than we do. So
Once again, if you apply that to me, you're out of control.
do these people even know about birth control?
It's like you're one-upping me in every single. You
Every
got
single-
one more
every
cat
crazy.
than me, one more child than me.
I'm-
I've got more chickens than you, so maybe.
sorry
got
about
you
that
there.
one.
Got one more dog than you. All right. Anyways,
Crazy dog
oh,
people.
one up you in those categories. Water.
Okay.
Anyways, if you're
Water's good to drink.
urinating every 2 to 4 hours. 4 hours is probably
What?
a good number
Then we need to work you up for
for
BPH
during the
or UTI if you're doing that much.
yeah. If you're properly hydrated when it's hot outside, you should be urinating often. 4 hours is probably good. Every 2 hours would be
Okay.
a little more often.
Not dying to go desperately. I gotta go, but
No.
kind of you could if you
But yeah.
stop by the restroom. I
Yeah.
could.
Yeah,
I
and
could
then
go
if you
now.
look at that urine and it's getting dark yellow, you need more.
Yes.
So it's
I-
not just quantity.
I love the urine gauge.
Quality.
It's a color gauge, and it goes from clear at one end to brown, and you can't see through it at the other end. You don't want
I'm
to
on
make
the
it to that
clear
end.
end, apparently.
Pointed at you guys. So,
Brown is bad.
clearer the better. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if now here's the thing though, we tell people to judge hydration by the color of their urine, but if they're dehydrated, they're not peeing.
They're not being much.
so
Yeah.
essentially
so
it's-
time frame is important.
If you're not
too.
seeing clear or almost clear
if
urine,
it's been
it's bad. Not bad necessarily,
It's
but
been,
you
you
could
know,
have some more water. We'll say that.
half of your workday, or 6 hours or something, and you haven't peed, and you've been outside working.
Chances are it's going to be on the
Yeah.
darkish
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. When you do go.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
stay in front of it.
Sometimes people have
If you're
tea-colored
waiting
urine,
until you're thirsty, you're probably
Yeah.
waiting too late.
but there's other problems that dark or brownish urine, like the classic is called tea colored or
Yeah.
Coke colored,
Right.
and that may be because of broken down blood that's in it, not just because they're dehydrated.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but if it clears up nicely and there's no red in it when it's
Once you get
Clear or
fluids
light
back
yellow.
in you, yeah, you can stress out those kidneys, and they don't like it when you're dehydrated.
Well, let me ask you another question, guys. If you take vitamins in the morning, what's going to
Yeah.
happen to your pee?
Most of them are going to come out probably.
All the vitamins basically wash through.
Not all, but
no
a lot of them.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, oftentimes people ask about this vitamin or that vitamin, and they want to supplement with vitamins, and for the most part, what it gives you is expensive urine.
Yeah.
There are people who have real vitamin deficiencies, and they should talk to their doctor about those specific deficiencies. We do encourage a lot of people to have vitamin D. Vitamin D, even though you're getting it from the sun, we actually do have a lot of people aren't getting
Right.
a lot, and so vitamin D is one that sometimes comes up, although we don't currently have a universal recommendation for taking a vitamin D supplement. There used to be,
Right.
but that got changed not too long ago. Do you know why it got changed? Was it because it was harming someone? Was somebody getting hypervitaminosis D?
But postmenopausal women, we do have a recommendation for, but that's more for the bone health.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really the only place where we have a true recommendation.
And we don't have the recommendation for supplementing with the calcium across the board anymore either.
Yeah.
But we do recommend a calcium-rich diet nonetheless. So really what it comes down to is having a variety of foods in your diet, rich in fruits and vegetables, to get your vitamins through that source
Much better.
rather than in a pill.
All comes back to those fruits and vegetables.
I also talk, since we're talking about this, those of you who don't eat meat, which we in general think is a good thing, you do need to get your vitamin B12 from somewhere because it's
Yes.
hard to get it from non-meat sources. Not impossible, but hard to get an adequate supply of vitamin B12 through non-meat sources. So we do recommend the strict vegans, that they do take a supplemental vitamin B12.
Yeah.
Here's a question from Deborah,
Okay.
or a statement. I've had urinary sepsis and I was sick. My urine was a bright, bright orange.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not good. That's because your urine's infected. Not because. I mean, you could be dehydrated too.
Might have been
but
septic too, since it was sepsis, and that could
Yeah, that can mess with things. It just
make
dilates
a concentrated
vessels and you
urine
don't get
too.
enough
Yeah.
flow to your kidneys.
We have a really cool contraction, where you take two words, make one word, for urinary sepsis. Urosepsis. It's really cool. Yeah,
That is neat.
Now you know. You learned in vocabulary section of today's show.
It sounds like a foreign country term.
Urosepsis?
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere west of Asia and
There you
east of
go.
the Atlantic. Urosepsis. Urosepsis is sepsis you get when you're on vacation. It's kind of like that terminal illness.
It's the urosepsis.
I came back with urosepsis.
Oh, man.
I had
Well,
Spanish
Lindsay
flu, German measles,
Antoine-
and urosepsis.
Lindsay Antoine is talking to Deborah here. Says you're still a young woman.
Yes.
No.
She is.
36, yes, that is young.
For another year.
Is that what? 37. Crossover.
So we
I've
talked about
crossed over.
sun and we didn't
Sun.
finish with the sun. Finish with the sun.
Oh, like
Because
what you should wear. We talked about hats, but we didn't talk about sunscreen. Is that what you're talking about?
There you go. The long-term problem
Sunscreen.
beyond the sunburn is risk for skin cancer.
Skin cancer. Specifically, squamous cell carcinoma is kind of a common one that comes up from
That we see.
sun exposure, and
Yeah.
we see it. And that, and you get a lot of changes before that. You can get these precancers called actinic keratoses, which are always on the sun-exposed areas of the body. All those truck drivers, their left arm always has.
Left arm.
That's one that's on the side.
If
getting
you're
all the sun.
evaluating the hearing, it's their left ear.
Yeah. So
That's-
you want to make sure that you are properly
Different in Great Britain. It's the right ear. Right.
their right arm in Great Britain.
Yeah.
Right.
And Australia.
Right, I guess so. So you want to make sure you're wearing a broad spectrum, protectant. So.
Okay.
And the SPF.
Higher the better.
Yeah, higher the better. You still should apply it often, so don't just think a higher number is going to get you through the whole day, because through normal conditions, sweating, going in the water, some of that is going to be washed off, and you do want to reapply every few hours or so.
Yeah. Seems like I remember reading that above a certain number, you're actually not going to benefit
I
from
think
the higher
it's like
number.
50 or something. You're not going to get much.
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
How about the shelf life of SPF, the sun block?
The
Yeah.
shelf life.
No
Let's
idea.
say you have a half bottle left over from last summer.
I don't think SPF loses its.
It does lose it?
I don't think it does. I don't.
Oh,
I
okay.
wouldn't think how it would.
So it's best to get fresh every year.
I don't know if there's any
I-
reason.
I
for
don't
that.
know of an
think the
expiration date being
chemical
on it.
degrades over
Do
time
you?
for that. That's a great question. I do not know the answer.
Somebody knows.
But
Go
I would
ahead,
not think
write in
so.
on the chat. You could Google it.
Or
right
you
now.
could just try it out. One arm in the old stuff, one arm in the new stuff. Just sit out there.
This is the test. Be sure to, like with your finger, write in old, new.
So
So you remember which side was which when it burns.
when.
So,
Not if, when.
and when you're speaking about sunscreen, I would say that there's kind of I'm dating myself here. I was going to say that the sprays are new, but they're not.
They're not that new.
No,
Yeah,
but
they've been around
boy,
for a
they're
while.
cool. I mean,
They're
you
easy.
just put it on and you are covered, and it's
My
pretty
kids
good about.
my kids know the routine. We
Yeah.
go to the
Put
the
their
pool. They just
arms
stand
out.
out, close their eyes.
Just close your eyes.
They don't just close. They gotta.
Yeah, that's Don't want to breathe in all the stuff. Yeah, I'm a fan of it. I know
Well, it works
propellants aren't cool, but
works
it is
great.
so great to be able to just do it and know that you're covered, and maybe just after a couple hours, just
Redo it.
another reapplication. And
Yeah.
it
Make
just,
sure
I have
somebody
another
gets your
question
back,
for you.
'cause you can't always.
what's the question?
Some beauty experts, or whatever you call them, fashion experts, they like this tanning cream that darkens your skin, and maybe the palms of your hands and everything else if they don't wash. But how good is that stuff against? It says
probably doesn't protect you at all.
SPF included would make
Doesn't-
it better.
Are you talking about a
Well,
bronzer
yes,
that makes you brown,
I would
or
think
something
that.
you wear in the sun that
No,
like
it's
baby oil?
It's a lotion. It's a
Oh yeah, it just kind of turns your skin a different color. I don't think those have any protection at all from the sun.
Unless they have it built into, like some
Yeah,
makeup will
even
have
then it's
sunscreen built into it.
It's gonna wear off just like any other
Yeah.
sunscreen. So, yeah. Anyway,
You look
Okay.
like you were going to read something
Go
else
ahead.
there.
No, there's nothing new here yet.
nothing new.
Oh,
nothing
wait.
to see, nothing
Real,
to see.
real
Ruler
ruler.
2012.
Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Real ruler.
Hello.
Lindsay and Deborah. Hello. Okay. That's
Just
all.
saying hi to everybody.
just saying hi.
So what about critters?
Critters? Yeah,
'Cause we've
other
been
things
seeing
to
those
look
come
out
out.
for.
The foxes coming out of their holes. and
Foxes are all over the place.
I haven't seen any snakes yet
Man.
this year. Some people watch my,
I haven't seen any
my
snakes yet.
personal
Plenty
channel see
of,
snakes.
plenty.
Salamanders.
Oh, yeah, we did see salamanders.
Yeah,
I went and saw some of those.
Turkey.
Yeah, alligator, lizards. We
Oh,
have
the
plenty
lizards,
of those
yeah.
at our house. Our cat likes getting those.
Yeah.
Need him to get the other things, the rodents. But deer.
Yeah.
Got deer around where we are.
I've seen a lot of poop from looks like either a raccoon or a skunk when I go
We have
running.
those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a skunk on my run this morning.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, they're scared. They run away.
Oh, yeah.
I just
I'm-
keep my
I
distance.
don't have a fear of skunks. No.
No, I don't want to get sprayed by a skunk.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Real ruler once again. I have a question, he says, or he asks. I've been dealing with tennis elbow since mid-December.
Ooh.
Been resting and wearing the silly strap my doctor gave me.
Mm-hmm.
Someone told me to take collagen powder and glucosamine condotin.
Save your money and don't
do
give
for
those.
that.
So the band, to wear it correctly, this is the confusing thing because you want to put it. Most people want to naturally put it over where the pain is.
Yeah.
But that's actually not where you put it. Strangest thing, but it's how the physics works. So you go 2 finger breadths down. Am I on the screen there? 2 finger breadths down from the elbow crease, and then put it on. And what you're doing is, should I show my muscles
You're
here?
changing
You're already there. So what you want to do is
already showing my muscles.
where your the flexors, and what they do is actually it's extensors. It extends the wrist this way, and it also laterally bends or ulnar deviates
You
the
can feel
wrist.
it. Everybody
Yeah.
at home is doing this.
Yeah,
right
everybody's doing this with us. So moving
now.
your
Pressure there, you're gonna
hand toward the
change.
pinky side at the wrist and lifting up at the wrist. Those 2 actions, you'll feel right here where that tendon is really
Where
pulling
it attaches.
on the attachment right there where the pain is of tennis elbow, the lateral
bonus.
epicondyle. And so what you want to do is brace the muscle here. It's actually on the muscle that you're doing it, so that when it pulls, it's doing all of its pulling at this end and not at this end. And what's surprising, you don't have to get it as tight as you would think to accomplish that.
Yeah,
that's
if your
always weird to
fingers
me.
are going numb. Too tight.
Anyway, that's how you wear the band, and
Just cranking it down.
yeah. Till the arms turn blue.
Tourniqueting yourself.
Okay,
No tourniquet necessary.
continuing the question, how likely is it that taking this glucosamine, collagen powder, and glucosamine condotin, what's the positive impact?
The data on that is not that great.
Yeah.
I tell people don't bother with it. Just take Tylenol.
Right.
You can get the same thing, and probably for less money.
And glucosamine chondroitin pretty much has only been studied in intra-articular issues,
Not with soft tissue.
not soft
Yeah.
tissue. So
And the data is not that great. You have to
Yeah.
use it for a long time, and it's still not working better than the drugs we've had forever anyway. And
you may get a good placebo effect.
it's yeah. All right. More on that later.
Back to critters, because we only talked about the nice critters. We didn't talk about any of the bad critters.
Like the snakes
Rattlesnakes in our area,
in our area and a lot of the country.
other snakes.
Water moccasins or cottonmouths in the south,
Yeah.
and what's the other
Different
one?
types of
The one that's rather
Oh,
docile,
not
but it's
the
venomous.
Coral snake. It's
No,
the-
not coral, but
what's it called? Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
King?
they're kind of pretty.
Not a king snake. King snakes are nice.
Oh my goodness, I'm blocking on it. Anyway,
Yeah.
they're in the Midwest and
Right.
in the South too.
Yeah.
not
Just
coming to
give a
me.
wide berth.
Yeah,
Yeah, just let them be. I mean,
They'll-
most of them will not sneak up on you and attack
Yeah.
you. It's when you get into their territory.
The
So
vast-
just be aware of where you're at. Stay on paths.
yeah.
You know, like,
Vast majority of bites are on the upper extremities. So
do you know why? Oh,
yeah, yeah.
don't try to handle them.
where are your hands going? So
Yeah.
not as many on the lower extremities
Yeah.
as the upper extremities, because most people who get bit by snakes are messing with the snakes. Copperhead, that's the name. I was trying to come up with
Oh,
copperhead.
there you go.
Yeah. Just, yeah, don't
Give 'em
try
a
to
wide
pick them
berth.
up. That's the
Yeah.
best advice we can give.
That is good advice.
Yeah,
And
for-
if you do get bit, get help immediately.
It's also
'Cause
surprising.
some of those, we do have the anti-venom,
Yeah. By men.
anti-venom for
In the
rattlesnakes.
emergency
Yeah, you got to get to an emergency department
Yeah.
for that. It works.
So upper extremities, and also, I believe it's the majority of the bites have, or maybe it's just a surprisingly high proportion of them, are associated with alcohol.
That makes sense.
The snakes drink.
Yeah, they don't. They've got to pick which one of you to bite.
I don't. Which one?
I'm going for the middle one.
With 3 eyes. So, yeah, I don't know if they break down the studies to if it's the snake that was drinking or the person that got
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Here are
bigger
the
bigger
snake
animals.
that bit you.
Mountain lions, bears.
They exist.
They are out there.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them, you just give them a wide berth, stay away.
Yeah.
They won't bother you.
There aren't that many attacks by them on people.
Yeah, pretty
Not
pretty
that
rare.
many. Yeah. I mean, they
Yeah.
happen, but it's usually they prefer not to mess with people that aren't looking like their normal food.
What about
Deborah-
smaller things?
Deborah
like,
makes another comment here.
Oh,
From,
sure.
Interrupt. She says that we live in a animal reserve, and in spring, all of the animals come out with their babies.
Oh, what fun.
I've seen a bunch of babies.
Yeah.
Deers. We have deer baby all over.
Yeah, my Instagram's
Little
full of people
Bambis.
with little
Turkey-
foxes.
turkeys, too.
Foxes.
Yeah.
Turkeys
Baby
all over the
turkeys?
place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
got
probably
those
have
all
them at your
over.
place.
We've
Yeah.
had
Lots.
baby turkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It is fun.
Okay,
A
so-
neighbor was also saying, don't jog at dusk and don't jog early in the morning.
Who does that?
Who would that be directed at?
Because
Yeah.
in our neighborhood, they
way-
have mountain lions
Yeah.
and
I think I
bears.
heard one being seen lately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bears.
Hey, did you read in the paper when that guy in Meadow Vista hit the bear
Oh,
in,
well,
in the mouth or in the face?
I didn't hear
You
about
remember that?
bears are kind of shy, actually.
And the bear left.
I've heard it.
Punch it in the face.
but
Just
those cats
don't
will,
challenge it to a boxing match.
the
That's fine.
cats will sneak up on you. They'll pounce on you. But
Yeah.
a
Oh,
bear
yeah.
will try to avoid you.
They want to get
Yeah.
right there. That's
Get
their
you in the
favorite
back.
way to get you. So yeah, don't turn around. Walk backwards and
It's
watch-
light, it's light enough early enough. These
watch
days,
that video on YouTube of the guy walking
man, that's
backwards. Was
scary.
that in? Did you see that one? I think it was in Colorado or New Mexico. The guy's
Yeah.
walking backwards quite a ways, and this cat just
kept-
keeps. It does this weird thing where it gets up
pouncing,
on its
like-
rear legs only and swats at the ground making dust.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that,
Ew,
but
it's
I'll
kinda
believe you.
freaky.
Yeah.
Yep.
Eventually, it gave. He threw a rock at it and ran away. But I read somewhere that he had been around its cubs, or there
Oh,
were some cubs
geez.
present, and maybe he got between them, or
That'll do it.
Don't
so
do
it wanted to make sure he was out of there, and
No.
it did. He got out of there.
Gosh.
Okay, here's that comment here. You guys hear about the guy out jogging in Colorado who got attacked by a mountain lion while hiking a couple years ago?
Jeez.
He fought back, choked it out.
What? He choked out
That's
the
what I always-
mountain lion?
I don't know why my mind ever goes there, but I always think if I was in that situation, what would I do? And that's where my mind goes. Is
Yeah,
but I
do
doubt
something.
I
but-
doubt I'd be able to. Those things are so fast, and they've
Yeah, I
got
know.
teeth and
Probably have you
muscular, and I doubt I'd ever have a
choked
chance.
it
but,
out.
well,
Jeez.
good for him. He was able to save himself.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll never need to. Yeah, you said it was a couple of years ago in Colorado, and I think about the one time it happened in our area. That lady in the
You hear
canyon
those
jogging.
stories,
That was
yeah.
how many years ago?
Probably 10 years ago or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
more than that. It may have been 20 years.
Has it been that long?
I think so. So it's a rare thing.
Yeah.
Very rare.
Right.
And I don't even know if I've ever heard of a actual bear attack on a person around here.
Bears, no.
In fact, if anything, the other way around, that guy that hit the poor bear
I
in
know.
Meadow Vista. Okay, so we talked about the animals. We talked about the sun.
We can talk about
Anything else
mosquitoes.
before we go? Mosquitoes, real quick. Mosquitoes and bugs, biting insects.
Avoid them. Yeah.
With-
DEET or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go to Alaska in the springtime.
Oh, the mosquitoes?
Mosquitoes are crazy.
It's a national bird up there.
Oh.
Okay, I'm getting the sign that it's time to wrap up. But thank you so much for participating in our program. Who did you want to thank?
Yeah, Teresa, who's on.
Who's
Teresa
on
Rowatt,
today, yeah.
thank you for supporting the Dr. Green Knight blog. Appreciate it.
And also thank you to Lindsay Vaughan, who gets special mention because of what she's doing on Patreon. If you want to see that, it's Patreon/Dr. Vaughan or Patreon/
Dr. Green Knight.
Yeah. Until next time, Mr. Ed,
Wait,
Goodbye.
yeah,
Goodbye.
yeah,
Goodbye.
Dr. Gawain, myself, Dr. Mark Vaughan, telling you to stay in good health.
Doctors, thank you for another informative session. Auburn Medical Group is located in Auburn, California, USA. Thank you for participating. Please tell a friend and join us again next week.